Having passed the House, the reconciliation bill, President Biden's so-called Build Back Better Act, now moves to a more recalcitrant Senate. Holdouts Kyrsten Sinema of Arizona and Joe Manchin of West Virginia now hold stronger negotiating positions, empowered by the Congressional Budget Office's scoring of the bill. The CBO's analysis lays waste to Democratic claims the bill is entirely paid for.
If you look at what the House released, so something concrete you can actually look at, if you make all of those programs permanent for over 10 years, and they clearly intend them all to be permanent, the cost is somewhere between $5.5 and $6 trillion. And the taxes that are on the table are about $2 trillion. So there's no way that adds up to being paid for in full.
That was former CBO Director Douglas Holtz Aitken in October, before the CBO had scored the bill. On November 19th, after the scoring, he penned an op-ed in The Hill, reaffirming his earlier assessment, quote, "It will build a staggering new $2.9 trillion additional structural deficit into an already daunting fiscal outlook. It is front-loaded on new spending and tax cuts, back-loaded on pay-fors, and is riddled with design errors that undercut its drafters' intentions." Those kinds of structural flaws may have also emboldened other Senate Democratic moderates.
So it sounds like you're going to be a supporter of it, regardless of what it looks like in the details?
Oh, no. It's going to come over from the House. There's going to be some changes. I'm going to compare it to what Montana needs, and that's going to be where I focus on. But look, we're dealing with reasonable people here. I think we can come up with a bill that is a very, very good bill that works for states like Montana and other states in the Union.
Of greater concern to Republican skeptics is the bill's deficit spending will turbocharge the inflation already ravaging middle and lower class Americans.
It will drive up inflation, adds a ton to the national debt. It will slow the economy. I think it will kill millions of jobs and drive them overseas, because you're imposing more than $1 trillion of crippling tax hikes on America's small businesses and our U.S. companies competing around the world.
But it's not just Republicans sounding those alarms. Former Obama-era Treasury Secretary Larry Summers has been warning of inflation ever since last May, when President Biden unveiled his $6 trillion budget. Steve Ratner, another senior advisor to President Obama, cites the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget estimate that the plan will likely add $800 billion or more to the deficit over the next 5 years, exacerbating inflationary pressures. These are criticisms that Biden's present Economic Council chief rejects.
Well, respectfully, Larry Summers, who has been a critic of a number of the policies of this administration, has actually said that the Build Back Better bill won't increase inflation and makes much-needed investments in the economy.
Democrats still have a long way to go. Senate Majority Leader Schumer has said that he wants to pass the Build Back Better bill by Christmas. But if the Senate version differs in any significant way from the House version, which it most likely will, it's going to have to go back to the House for revision, potentially alienating the far-left AOC wing of the party, meaning it could be next year before the bill stands a chance of becoming law. Doug McKelway for the Washington Examiner.